The left is completely out to get. They are after Justice Sonia Sotomayor. And I promise you, and you know this is true, if conservatives were doing this, it would be racist, it'd be misogynist, it'd be every single ist, every single ism in every possible way. They'd say it was attacking the judicial legacy of America's first black president, just because he's black, of course. And at the same time, they'd also be saying it's trying to get rid of the first Hispanic woman to ever serve on the U.S. Supreme Court. Again, it will be all about gender, all about race, all about whatever wacky identity politics apply to the moment, right? But it's not conservatives doing it. It's her own people. And really, it shows you how far off a cliff this party has fallen. A judge progressive enough for Barry just isn't going to cut it anymore. And really, I think they know from private conversations that she isn't planning on doing this forever. And actually, she's been pretty open about the fact that it's a pretty shitty job when you really break it down. But why now? Why are they doing it now? Why are they starting the push to get rid of her now? I think it's because they're pretty sure that if Joe Biden wants to nominate a justice to the Supreme Court, he's only got about 8 more months to do it.
We should learn a lesson, and it's not like there's any mystery here about what the lesson should be. The old saying, graveyards are full of indispensable people, ourselves in this body included.
And there's Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, the second-ranked Democrat on the Judiciary Committee, who said the 6-3 court is bad enough today. Quote, run it to 7-2 and you go from a captured court to a full MAGA court. Certainly, I think if Justice Ginsburg had it to do over again, she might have rethought her confidence in her own health, unquote. You might read between the lines here and see a bit of unsolicited advice. Other Democrats, like Senator Mazie Hirono, say they have no such advice for Justice Sotomayor, who, I will note, has given no indication that she plans to leave the court. She's about to reach her 15-year milestone on the bench this year, and nobody doubts she's currently operating at full speed. One person who is not touching this is President Biden. A White House spokesman told me, quote, President Biden believes that decisions to retire from the Supreme Court should be made by the justices themselves and no one else. Now, behind the scenes, some Democrats are flabbergasted that prominent liberals aren't being more aggressive about calling on Sotomayor to go. As one Democrat put it to me, they seem more worried about hurting her feelings than protecting their causes. My colleague and co-author for this story, Lawrence Hurley, reached out to Justice Sotomayor, and she did not respond. Guys?
Wow. NBC's Sahil Kapoor, thank you very much.
Here's the thing, man. All this is about is power. And you can always count on the liberals, man, to say the quiet part out loud. And you got to love how open and honest they are about their lack of understanding about the U.S. Supreme Court. I think the quote that said it best was liberals are basically heart-checking each other and saying that anyone who isn't trying to force her out must just care about her feelings more than they care about their own causes. And luckily, no courts are about your causes. Well, except for courts in New York and maybe one in Georgia. And there's a couple out there, but courts are not about your causes. And especially the Supreme Court especially is not about your causes. It's not about that at all. It's about the Constitution and the Constitution only, man. It is just that simple. Agendas, causes, projects, concerns, whatever you want to call it, those are for legislation. Courts are to make sure that whatever legislation these fools come up with is constitutional. And it is really not complicated. I mean, it really is that simple. And here's the thing, man. Speaking of the Constitution, if the framers intended for the court to be manipulated by the legislative branch, people like Richard Blumenthal, they would not have created it like they did. You cannot have one branch of government manipulating another branch of government, controlling another branch of government, no matter what outcome you think is best. And you would think that the only party that actually cares about protecting and preserving democracy would at least understand the very basics of checks and balances. But freaking Richard Blumenthal, especially, man, not exactly a medal winner. And come on, Connecticut, guys, this guy's got to go. I mean, it has been long enough. I mean, I can't believe he's still there. But anyway, that's just my take, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.